It's a Seussical foodsicle crawl.
Princess the Bear, today we're at Islands of Adventure at Universal Studios Orlando because it's time to get Seuss with it.
We're going around Seuss Landing and
Yes,
eating the food.
Far too long since we explored this whimsical, colorful place. And there are food updates that is your number one choice of food infotainment. We're here to try so you don't have to. She's vegan. I'm not. I hope to be this colorful one day.
It's time to foodie and chill.
I'm never sure whether to call it Preposterous or Stoo-pendous because the names here are fantastical and Seussical. For Circus McGurkus Stoo-pendous Café, we have this poke bowl, tuna poke bowl with all the fixins. You have your standard blue noodles, and I do say standard, edamame, some slaw, some seasoned kettle cooked like lotus chips, and then of course you have the poke. Now these look to be the very same noodles, are pretty similar to the ones they have at Minion's Cafe. And you know what? I have no issue with stretching your whimsy as far as you can. If you want to throw blue noodles with different names all across this park, you won't hear me complain. As long as they're good. The second they're bad, you will get the smoke. Like coming out of my ears, cartoon style. Let's just dive in. You have all of the things that make a poke bowl great. So tuna, and then all the fixins. The slaw, got some edamame. How am I supposed to eat all with a fork and not chopsticks? I have no idea, but we're gonna try for it. Because you know, we're here to do the needful. Maybe. Possibly. There we go. I think I got everything. Ooh. We have a nice marinated tuna with a little bit of spice to it. And I'm getting like vibes just from Takarachi seasoning in there, maybe a little sriracha. But it's got some heat. I would say 4.5, 5 out of 10 on the heat scale. So a significant amount, but doesn't lose the tuna flavor. It's not overpowering. It's just surprising. The noodles are by far the weak point. They come off as like almost like cup of noodles. That's where like you cook them, and even though they're cooked, they're not quite all the way there. So they're still a little bit stiff and stringy, like you would like a cup of noodles, and they don't feel like a fresh made ramen noodle from like a noodle shop or like an udon or anything like that. They're definitely the weakest part. I love the lotus root. I wish they gave you more than 2 pieces. Slaw, edamame, they fit perfectly. As far as a lighter fare bowl, I would get this. Again, I'm just questionable about the noodles, honestly. The noodles are really a disappointment because honestly, you don't really expect noodles to taste like much. They're there, but when they're the weakest part of an otherwise amazing dish, it leads to some questions, you know? I would give this a 3.75 out of 5 claws. If the noodles were better, like better cooked, executed, this would probably be over 4. So disappointment, but room to grow.
They have ices here too if you want it. Finally, though this is a happy and sad moment, I get to try one of those bread cone things that everyone gets to eat that is not vegan. Bear has had I think 4 of them. He had 3 at Epic, or maybe he had 2 at Epic and 1 here, and then he had 1 in Hollywood, and I never got to have one because they're never vegan. It's like a mac and cheese cone. But here at Circus McGurkus, they have switched the little cornucopia shaped garlic bread, and they replaced it with the normal cone that you get the mac and cheese with, and they put some vegan parmesan on top of the bread, which is really cool. Now, the pasta doesn't really come outside of it like it used to, and there's no splats on the plate like there used to be either. But I am going to just knife and fork it. I'm going to take some of the bread, and then I'm going to get a little piece of this Gardein meatball and a noodle, and I'm just going to try it all together. Let's see if it's, I don't know. The old one I remember being a little hard, trying all of it together, so I'm curious to see if the softer bread is going to make it taste better. I like the Gardein. The Gardein is flavored really well. The pasta is nice. It's a little overcooked. It's a little mushy. The marinara is like not seasoned. It's just straight tomato sauce, and it's not very good. The bread kind of just tastes like a blank slate. And I am a certified bread lover. I don't have any notes about the bread. I'm not a big fan. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 breads. It doesn't give good bread.
Universal has become a conveyor belt of these bread cones. I would say that they're leaning on them too hard. Hey, when you find something that works, run it like the town bicycle. Whatever you gotta do, okay? But that begs the question. If you're just gonna make all the bread that you stuff things in the same bread, there is absolutely no reason you can't have a vegan bread cone in Isle of Burke. Zero reason. You literally have one here on the plate. This could easily be stuffed and put in Isle of Burke for the vegans to have a nice walk around bread cone. Now, I am not a proponent of the bread cone. I haven't loved any of them, but why shouldn't the vegans get to enjoy the terrible cone life like everybody else? But I'll get off my soapbox. We're in Seuss. We're not in Isle of Burke. At least not today. Diving right in. The bread, it's bready, you know. We have had various encounters with Universal bread, and it has ranged from okay to I could commit a crime with this. This feels a lot more soft, so I'm okay with that. I don't need that much meatball. But the proof is always going to be in the execution. You can give me good bread, but if the meal is not complete, it can't compete. Here's the thing. I just ate a Stoo-pendous, allegedly, bread cone stuffed with meatballs, marinara, and pasta with some parmesan and a little bit of green onions in there. No, parsley. It's given nothing. No feedback. I ate what I ate. I did not taste what I ate. The meatballs are unseasoned. The marinara is unseasoned. The bread, if you can believe it, is the blandest bread that I ever got. For those of us that have had to struggle a bit, you remember how you used to go to the discount bread store and you get the bread that was maybe like a couple days old that the other stores had thrown out, but then gave the discount bread store for cheap? This is giving discount bread store bread because it's given nothing. It just tastes like bread-shaped foam. The meatball, while technically meatless, is given nothing. No seasonings. The marinara is just tomato sauce. The parmesan sparks no joy. And in a place this colorful, that's disappointing. Because if you're going to color the restaurant, you got to color your food with seasonings. This is the blandest of bland things I've tasted since the last time we ate at Captain America Diner. When we have Epic Universe, and I say this a lot, and that bar is set not sky high, but higher than this, you're hurting yourself. Because we expect epic food, and we're getting dusty, used bookstore bin food. That's a 2 out of 5 clause. Don't get this. I definitely feel like I've been taking around a circus in here.
Yeah, the food here is not as good as it used to be, though my favorite thing was the salad, and if we weren't eating more things, we probably would have ordered the salad too. But I'm glad I got to try the cone, even though it didn't really live up to the hype.
Yeah, I feel like while things here aren't awful, there's definitely room for growth. Maybe the big top ain't big enough because it needs some more room to sort of like work itself out. There's a reason why Circus McGurkus has always seemed so empty. This is a Saturday, and this place is
dead. So I guess we're gonna head to the next place. The newest item here at Green Eggs and Ham is this beautiful vegan chorizo tot situation. They changed the whole configuration of these tots, which is great because they kind of declined in quality. So this is awesome. Ooh. Okay. This actually looks really nice. Cheers. That is really flavorful. I love that. It has a nice heat to it. The corn is really good. I love the little crunchies. The sauce is amazing. This is the best tot that I have had at Universal to date. And I hope they serve something like this at Horror Nights. This would go so far. During Horror Nights, this is amazing. This is a 5 out of 5. This is a Princess Days item. This is probably going to be the best thing that I eat all day today at this park.
Green eggs and ham slinging the heat with this configuration of a chorizo tot bowl. Got a little bit of tortilla chips on here, some corn mix in here. It's almost like a reconfigured walking taco. And that does give me hope for the future of events both here and at Halloween Horror Nights. Because like this looks stupendous. Maybe Green Eggs and Ham could teach Circus McGurkus a thing or two about presentation and quality. And yes, we did get the Green Eggs and Ham food and then run back into Circus McGurkus for AC because we're whiny little Florida people and we cannot take the heat. I'm okay admitting that. I like to be cool and comfortable, even in a theme park. And it would have been really easy for them to just rest on the chorizo alone, plant-based chorizo, but the sauce really ties everything together and even cuts through like that typical plant-based flavor you get from like an alt meat with the corn and then the crispiness of both the tortilla chips and that crunch on the tots. Not covering all the tots in sauce is a good move because you get the outside tots are crispy, but the inside tots have the sauce soaked into them. That's excellent. There's a reason why Green Eggs and Ham is one of the most popular booths in this area of Islands of Adventure because they consistently put out heat. And I'm not talking about the Florida temperature. That is a wonderful little bowl. And honestly, I see why Green Eggs and Ham always has a line and Circus McGurkus is frequently empty unless it's Grinch season. It shows. It really does. I give this 4.75 out of 5 claws. I could do with a little bit more corn and a little bit more tortillas. Minor gripe. But they're pretty close to perfect. We would be remiss in our foodie duties if we went to the Green Eggs and Ham booth and I didn't order green eggs and ham because that's why you go. Unless you like the Who Hash, which is a great option. But the typical order is the standard green eggs and ham tots. You literally have sliced pieces of ham. You have these powdered looking green eggs on top of tots and then a white cheese sauce to go in. I've had this one before. I don't remember loving it. But as always, I'm willing to give something a second, third, fourth, or even a fifth chance to disappoint me and leave me in tears. Like many a Seuss character as a child. It's given diced deli ham. The powdered eggs are powdered eggy, but they are conveying that egg flavor on top of the ham and the cheese and tots. It feels like brunch. Very much like brunch, but not like in a bad way, like a fun brunch. The only thing it's missing is endless mimosas. Now, obviously, we're not getting bottomless mimosas at a booth. That would be nice. I can dream. I'm a millennial after all. But, honestly, this as like a walk-around item in IOA when the weather is printing, I could do that. Luckily, even if you don't want to sit inside, Green Eggs and Ham has tons of seating, far more than you would expect from a simple food booth. And this is an alright item. I don't hate it. Definitely like it better than I did before. I expected the green eggs to be offensive because they're like powdered instant eggs, but honestly, they're not terrible. I do get the flavor of the green eggs and ham. Yes, I can. Give that 4 out of 5 claws. Yes, I am Green Eggs and Ham. This is the place where I, from now on, shall get my spam.
I love the tots here. Yeah. The new tots, the vegan ones, are so much better than the old ones, and I really, 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 really hope they have something like this at Horror Nights. It's exactly what it needs. It's so delicious, and by far redeems the whatever I got at Circus McGurkus.
Yeah, this definitely feels like a template for the entire thing for Halloween Horror Nights. It definitely a better choice food-wise than Circus McGurkus. Yeah. You don't have a whole lot of like great quick service options or like even just like booth food windows here. Even like Superhero Island, it's not great. You do have the falafels in Lost Continent for as long as you shall still have that. Who knows how long at this point. This is definitely the better option.
Can I also say that Circus McGurkus is only open until 4 p.m. on a Saturday?
Weird.
What?
That's strange. Given both the size of it and the number of places there are to eat in this park. Especially since the park itself is open until 9.
Yeah, tonight.
Very weird. It's given Disney vibes. Don't close it early.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
we want to know which one you guys prefer. This is like a little mini Seuss crawl, but obviously we found the better food. Maybe you feel different though. Maybe we ordered the wrong thing at Circus McGurkus. Let us know in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear will just make a bath of moose juice and take a dip and I guess never come out because it's like 100 degrees out here, and why would you want to leave a moose juice bath?
I am the moose juice. Or at least my back sweat would denote it otherwise. But you heard the girl.
In a cave in cartoon lives a beast called the Natch that no other hunter's been able to catch.